Run it. What's cracking, big dogs? Welcome back to the Contaminated Dungeon. Feels like it's been a minute since we've been here, but week one is in the novels. What a shitty NFL week one if you're a Broncos fan, which is what Animal is. We are the Fade the Public podcast. I am Nicholas, that is Animal, and that is Snack. Follow us on Twitter. Our handles will be listed there, as well as the Fade the Public Twitter. Here's what we're doing today. As always, this entire podcast was based around our high-stakes money league that we've been in for, this is the 11th year, the Etown GetDown.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the Etown GetDown. Woo! This is round 11. 3 years in a row with the same squad, I believe, right?
Yeah,
we haven't had turnover in a couple years.
Consistency.
Yeah. Now, we know the buy-in is $400. We have the pot at $4,000 collectively. So, without further ado, let's go! Animals Planet, you are on the clock.
Oh, yeah. You just do not look good.
Ooh, but I feel good, baby.
Ew.
He represents you guys, baby.
Alvin Kamara.
I'm not mad at
Let's
that.
go.
It's actually pretty
Let's
It's
go.
really good. Animal, how long ago did you plan that out?
I did
What
this
if you had
morning.
gotten hurt?
We're going to look behind the scenes, talk about each one of our matchups, and looking forward to week two, we are each going to pick our hardest or one of two of our hardest sit-start decisions for the coming week and break it down. Pros, cons, who we want to play in our flexes, quarterbacks, whatever, and hopefully help y'all with some sit-start decisions because I'm sure we have a lot of the same dudes that we're looking at. We're also just going to do a quick recap of week one, biggest takeaways, guys we might be worried about, and I think we got some other things on the schedule.
We're going to give you our Sunday best, just one guy at each position that we think is going to be the top guy
For this upcoming
this
week?
Sunday. Yeah. For
Okay,
the
Shoddy,
Sunday's
Christian
games.
McCaffrey, and DeAndre Hopkins.
No, you can't do that.
Why? You didn't set the rules. Before we get into the week one reactions, if y'all need any help with your fantasy teams, rosters, whatever, you can find us on patreon.com/BDGE. That's where you'll get our exclusive waiver wire article, which will come out every Tuesday to help y'all. We do a private live stream, or I do a private live stream every Saturday, answering any of your sit-start questions. We also have a private community forum on there where myself, Animal, Snacks, and Noah at FB God will be answering your questions. I would fade him at this point. Snacks was saying in our group chat prior, anything he says, you do the opposite of it.
Yeah, anything Noah says, do the opposite.
And you got a lot of private exclusive shit on Patreon. So
cool
patreon.com/BDGE.
Right, it's worth the sign up. I'm sorry, because a lot of things on Twitter, like, we see them, but we
Can't
there's a
get to
ton.
everything
There's
on
a ton.
Twitter.
But Patreon, it comes right to us. We'll get right to it right away. Nothing goes unanswered, so sign up. It's well worth it.
Oh, the weekly rankings as well. That's it. Standard, half PPR, PPR. You get the weekly rankings, which you will not find elsewhere. That's all we got. But make sure you drop a comment down below letting us know some of your biggest week one takeaways before we dive into our week one takeaways. Yeah, so we want to hear some of your biggest takeaways, some of your most surprising things that happened in week one. Always relax. Don't overreact. But at the same time,
please.
At the same time, don't underreact. Yep. Everything needs to be taken into context.
Disagree.
Nothing needs to be taken into context. Just go fucking nuts, as Snacks would do, I suppose. But yeah, that's it. Patreon.com/BDGE. Drop a comment down below, and let's get into the show, you fucking hoe. All right, real quick, though. As a Falcons fan, as a Giants fan, as a Broncos fan, I was the only reasonably pessimistic fan of the three out of our teams. All three of our teams did fucking miserable on Sunday.
Honestly, they were all really
got
bad.
our asses whooped, yeah.
And it's sick because the Giants came out that first drive looking really good.
Yeah. But apparently both of y'all were playoff teams prior to week one. Your ceiling of 15-1 is still intact.
100%.
You just might have picked the wrong team that was going to beat you.
The only thing that I was joking about in that prediction was the ceiling. Clearly, it's not the roof, so we're not going to go 15-1, but we're going to go 9-7, 10-6. We're going to slip in. That's what we're going to do.
Ooh, a little slip in action.
Listen. We have a young, up-and-coming defense. We had to work out some We wanted the Cowboys to win that game. Give them some false sense of security. You know what they do when the playoffs
Sure gave
come
them
around.
a lot of fucking security.
I don't think that's how that works.
I mean, we made Dak look like Dan Marino, so that's a massive
Pay the
problem.
man.
I
Pay
hope so.
the man.
He sucks.
He's about to get
He
a fat con.
sucks.
He
he's
sure
gonna,
looked
he's
good.
gonna get paid.
He
Tell you
didn't
what.
look good.
He did.
Bro, the new OC there,
Yeah,
he's dialing. He's dialing.
The play calling was great. The play actions, everything. It's just
ton of play action, ton of pre-snap motion. That's what we
it's
call.
nice to have a quarterback calling plays.
Yeah.
A former quarterback.
Yeah,
calling
because
plays.
he knows that they want to pass the fucking ball. And we saw a weird little split between Zeke and Pollard. I think it was more so just him getting back into
Yeah, they
into
just
the
don't want
zone.
to.
Game script too. They went up big. They didn't need him.
The only thing that I was a little bit worried about was the amount of passing Dak did, but Zeke didn't get the targets there. Last year, he finished with 77 targets, right? And that's why everyone was like,
Fair.
this is why we'd argue for him as the RB1. This time around, he's not as involved in the passing
Did
game.
not look the case.
Michael Gallup looks like
Yes.
Real good.
the real fucking deal. I'm happy I got him in our staff league. I believe you and me are going against each
I
other.
have
this
him
week.
in
we
the
are.
Etown GetDown. A nice little trade I made with Joe.
For Joe's.
Alexander Madison.
That was a really bad trade on his part.
Makes
Yeah,
no
oh,
sense.
yeah.
Because you drafted, Gallup in the 11th, or he drafted Gallup in the 11th, then let Madison fall to the 16th, and then just did a straight swap.
So what?
And that was
the
his
value
offer
on that
to
trade
me.
is an atrocity.
Made no
Yeah,
sense.
that's why it was a no-brainer for me.
He could have just
Yeah,
picked
it
him
was
in
a
the 12th,
no-brainer
13th,
for
14th,
you.
15th round. Didn't fucking matter. Anyways,
You should have asked him for a fucking kidney too while you were at it.
probably would have fucking paid up for anything for Alexander Madison.
Literally.
Let's talk week 1 guys that we might be worried about.
Worried man, I'm a very worried man. Hungry babies don't understand. Papa is a worried man.
Now we have a list here. Dede Westbrook. I know that was one of your fucking boys going into the year.
It's
So
the quarterback issue is the problem. It's not Dede. It's
I'll tell you what, Gardner Minshew,
looked good.
He looked real good.
he's everything Nick Foles is.
Yeah, well,
He's everything Nick Foles wants to be in the regular
You know what's
season.
sad though? Nick Foles, like right before he got hurt, threw an absolute dart.
I know.
Oh
dime.
yeah,
I know.
It was a beautiful. That was a
It was
beautiful ball.
gorgeous,
Yep.
gorgeous. But I don't think that the
It was
drop
a touchdown, right? The one to DJ
Yeah,
Chark.
yeah.
Yeah.
right in the back of the end zone over the shoulder. It was beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful. No, the main issue was I was just the connection that Dede had with Foles, the chemistry.
Yeah, what we saw earlier was.
I mean, he ended up finishing with a touchdown. He got in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this what are you going to do with Dede? I'm assuming you're going to hold him and see how shitty he looks for the next 2
you
weeks.
can't trade him.
and
No
drop
one's
him.
gonna
gotta
give
hold
you
him.
good value for him.
You got to see how he does with this kid.
He just seems like he's going to be a player that is just so inconsistent now, and he'll probably be one of the first guys you drop hereafter. I mean, he's not going to get 8, 9, 10 targets a game probably like he would have with Foles. But
That's what we're gonna have to wait and see. It's it's too early to just drop him and say it's it. He's done. But it's a tough.
it's a tough dick to swallow.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
you've done the best of them.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
Talking about targets, talking about lack of targets. Let's talk about Tyler fucking lack of targets. Lockett. This guy, DK Metcalf, the only wide receiver on the Seahawks to see a target prior to the fourth quarter.
Unbelievable.
Tyler Lockett gets one target. The concern I'm not concerned about Lockett going forward. My only concern was after the game he comes out and says, they were double covering me on every play. I haven't seen that since college.
Yeah.
If I'm an opposing defensive coordinator, I'm like, okay,
Okay,
goodbye,
let's-
Tyler
let's-
Lockett.
let's
Like,
double Tyler
we just
Lockett
game
every
plan the
week.
fuck
really
outta
not
here.
what you want to hear.
to be fair,
No.
they did take him out of the game for the most
did.
part.
They
Okay, well,
did.
as they should. He's their only option on the outside.
And that's not gonna happen every week.
No, it won't. But like,
Can't.
man, but for someone who I was projecting to have a floor of like
Yeah.
8 targets weekly,
It's one of your guys.
a
that's
bummer.
not one I wanted to see. Luckily, he salvaged the day with a nice 44-yard
But you know what?
touchdown
That's
catch.
what
Tyler
he does.
Lockett. That's
That
what he
is
does.
Tyler Lockett.
He
But
had a
imagine the
couple of those-
volume. If
He had a
fucking
couple of those
got it.
games last year where it was like 3 targets, 1 touchdown,
know.
48 yards.
It's frustrating. You know what they need to do is a fucking offensive coordinator is move him around pre fucking snap, get him open in the slot and whatnot. I'm actually going to check that. We'll run down to the next couple guys. I'm going to look at his slot snaps and stuff.
Mr. Sony Michel with the 15 carries, 14 yards.
There's a lot of concern
Just-
there.
Yes.
I mean, are you that nervous though because it's the Patriots running back? And
Yeah, and that they added Antonio Brown, and the fact that they looked absolutely unbelievable throwing the football Sunday night.
So I have a theory.
Pittsburgh's run defense is
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
I want to say that first.
I have a theory that last year Tom just wanted to relax the arm a little bit, Keep it nice and ready for this year. That's why they ran the ball. They hammered the ball last year.
He's so far ahead of the league that he's thinking 2 years in advance.
Yeah,
He's
so
like, we already know we
now
got this
he's like,
Super Bowl.
He's like, listen, we're gonna get Josh Gordon back. We're gonna, we'll do something. We'll get some weapons. Sony's knees got the knee scope. He's a little messed up. I'm gonna throw 50 touchdowns this year.
I sure hope so.
I think
he's my
might.
super flex.
Fuck. Yeah, he looks good right now. The weapons over there are
It's incredible. That's why they might go back to. They might just throw the ball 50 times again.
Yep.
So my thing
Took
is
the year
this,
off,
like,
and now he's gonna do it.
they saw no success from Sony Michel right out of the gate. I think they were just like, okay, we'll stop running it right up the middle and just pass it because that also works really well for our offense. I think they got away from Pittsburgh's run D because there's no reason to go at their strongest asset right there, right? Yeah. So they pivoted. Now you look at next game. I mean, look at the next like 8 games they have. It's like the Dolphins next week. They're like 18-point favorites. It's like the Jets twice, the Bills, the Redskins.
That's when I start to worry.
They're going to be monster favorites.
If Sony Michel doesn't start producing these next couple of games.
If he doesn't score 3 touchdowns against the Dolphins next week, I'll be worried.
Like, exactly.
He needs minimum 3.
I need to see like a 100-yard game next week against Miami.
Yeah, I still believe in the talent. I still think the role is going to be there. And he might – it sucks because you probably use, a late 4th, early 5th round pick on him. But at least you'll be able to know what games to use him in.
Yeah, he could have been one of those guys where, like, he's some people's RB1 on their teams. They went wide receiver heavy early.
Yeah, people who went like,
Yeah, he's a guy. I'm not going to panic yet on the first week because, they're very game plan specific, and this is one of those games where, like, Pittsburgh, you never know what you're going to get from the fucking Steelers-Pats game, so it kind of got Ari quick. And
their route concepts, their scheme in New England is a thing of art.
Well, yeah, that's
it's
all
a
McDaniels.
Thing of art.
Daniels is a genius.
I'm pretty sure I could play Tom Brady's role and be halfway successful.
All right, let me ask you guys this. All right, so now we go into week 2 with the 3 starting wide receivers for New England: Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon, Julian Edelman. Jesus fucking Christ, right? Fantasy wise, like, what do you do here though?
You own Tom Brady, and you don't try to own the wide receivers, and you don't want to play the guessing game. Who's it going to be that?
Am I crazy to like Josh Gordon the most out of those 3?
No,
I'm happy I have him in. I also have him in the staff league. I'm pumped.
We weren't when he came back. We're not like, all right, we're running to the waiver wire to get him. But him and Tom's chemistry that's a real deal.
It's good, and it's going to get better.
He trusts Gordon astronomically.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think Brown coming in is really going to affect. I mean, it will to an extent, obviously, but I think it's going to take probably a week or 2 for him to get acclimated.
All right, going forward, these 3 guys. We'll say points per game going forward, so don't worry about week 1 stats. But points per game going forward, all 3 guys, top 25 fantasy wide receivers. Edelman,
Gordon.
Brown.
I mean, yeah.
All 3 wide receiver 2s. We're going to look back, and one of these guys will fall out of that, I'm
they
sure.
have to.
Yeah.
But like who? Which one? You can't make a reasonable argument for any of them.
I mean, the only argument I would
Josh
say
Gordon,
would be
if you start smoking pot,
it would be Gordon or Antonio Brown if they started getting up some antics or something. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't see it being
I think
Edelman.
they'll be fine on the field.
Edelman's role, I don't think changes at all.
No, me either. I think he's going to be that 7 for 65, 75 guy every single week. But like, you got to think they're going to start doing some design plays for Brown like that too, because he's explosive with the ball in his hands.
You're going to want to get him involved. Why bring him in if you're not going to get him involved, especially with how explosive he is? So
if you're choosing one straight up half PPR, who's any value, any price doesn't matter, one guy rest of the season.
I mean, Antonio Brown.
It's got to be Brown. It has to be.
Right? So what do you know about him and his talent, and with Josh McDaniels and that offense and how they incorporate talent and use them to the best of their abilities? Yeah.
For me, yeah.
Have to assume.
Any PPR kind of format, Gordon does fall as the number 3 for me, just because I think he has more like 4 for 80 games. He's more of like a yards per reception guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he's going to get the 25-yard chunk plays and stuff like that.
I said Brown, which contradicts how I said I like Gordon the most, and I think maybe that's just that one game bias where I think they just look so good together.
Antonio could come in, have one bad game, start chirping, they could be like, get the fuck out.
I mean, they could. I don't think that's.
I don't think it's going to happen.
The contract's ridiculous.
Could happen.
How it turned out. Like, so he was supposed to get $30 million guaranteed from the Raiders over the 3 years, right? So he turned this into possibly $15 million guaranteed for this year, a team option next year for $20 million. So he turned a $30 million 3-year contract from the Raiders into a 2-year $35 million with the Patriots.
That's
makes no fucking sense.
That shit was all.
He got what he. Yeah, dude, it had.
All set
It's absurd. Absurd.
He was
and he played it like a fucking
It's
fiddle.
the worst kept secret in the
Respect.
NFL. Right?
I tweeted. I said he got to Oakland, saw the Raiders, was like, damn, I'm not gonna I have no chance of winning here.
AD.
Yep.
Antonio, coach is on the line.
Hey,
Coach.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, coach?
What the hell's going on, man? Please stop this shit. You just play football. How hard is it, man? You're a great football player. Just play football.
Well, Antonio Brown is officially a free agent at 4 o'clock today. That is when he can start talking to teams, and that is when he will likely start planning out his future destination, and obviously one of the most sought-after free agents we can remember.
They lost it. Let me see it.
Look at Adam Schefter.
The Raiders.
Free! Oh, my God! Oh! Oh! Let's go! Let's go! Fucking nigga. Oh! The freedom bell ring got me flying like a free. Fly like an eagle.
I'm going to do a bunch of crazy shit to get released.
I don't think that's so much the
Why?
case. Why would you leave the Steelers, who are a perennial playoff team every year? Why would you want out so bad if you really want to win?
That relationship was shot. He
Yeah.
wants everything. He wants his cake and to eat it too. He wants to win. He wants to be the guy. He wants to be blah blah blah. Which is why it's going to get interesting in New England
Because he's not going to
be the guy all the time.
Yeah, well, that's my
Tom
biggest
Brady's
worry.
not even the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's
Rex Burkhead is the guy.
He's the only one I trust.
At this point, honestly, fuck that. Let's talk about someone else. Can we trust this fucking Vikings receiver
Yeah,
group,
thank
bro?
you. That's exactly where I was
So
going to go.
the
That's my biggest
Vikings
worry.
laid down the stick on my Falcons. They were up 21-0 in the first half, and it
Falcons'
was
defense is bad.
It was done. I tried to tell y'all defense was going to be bad.
That's part of why I was saying how much I like the Falcons' offense.
Yeah, but that just means the other teams are going to eat the clock, and that's what they did with Dalvin Cook. Now, Kirk Cousins attempted 10 passes on the game, 98 yards and a touchdown, which can only mean that Thielen and Diggs are getting fucking 6 targets, you know?
Yeah. In the NFL 2019, 10 passes.
Absurd.
Crazy.
Think about that.
I mean,
crazy.
The Vikings said they wanted to fucking run the ball, and they did it at a rate of 38 carries to 10 pass attempts. Obviously, this is not going to be every week.
It's only 48 plays. That's also, below the
compared to
average.
63 for the Falcons. But, I mean, this is the type of play that the Vikings want to do week in and week out, right? So Kirk is going to get maybe 25 pass attempts a game.
Like you said, the biggest part of that was that they went up 21-0. So now let's picture we flip that script and the Vikings go down 21-0. You think they're going to still run the ball like that?
No, it's just going to be the Cook, Thielen, Diggs show on the receiving side.
Yeah,
of the
so
ball.
I don't think they're going down 21-0. That's a good team.
It's a very good
defense
team.
is very good. The offense is sound. I also think the Falcons, we are notoriously slow starters. Like beginning of the games, beginning of seasons,
sure.
like we're really bad in that sense.
I took the Falcons plus 19.5 live. Like in the middle of the game.
You hit that.
I hit that.
Nice.
Because it was plus 19.5. You know they're coming back
Oh, it makes up
down
for
the
your
field
0-3
and
on
throwing a
bagels and
touchdown.
locks.
Yeah.
Got him.
Well, we don't have to talk about that.
So it's going to be a good game in week 2. It's the Vikings versus the Packers. I feel like the Packers are a slow starting team as well. So I feel like we might get a game like this again where the Vikings get out pretty quickly. Rodgers is forced to throw the ball 45 times and they keep it on the ground. Though the Packers defense looked good against the Bears. Night and day.
That's got to be the best. I mean, it's one game. And probably a suspect offense right now with the Bears.
I was going to say
but they were getting pressure in coverage. They were good, man.
The Bears' offensive line is good, and they were in Trubisky's face all game.
Yeah,
that is a well-rounded defense.
It's going to be a fun matchup.
Those free agents they brought in, they're hitting.
So let's go straight up rest of season. Diggs or Lockett?
Lockett.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Lockett.
I'm going to go with Lockett, too. There's just not going to be enough
Diggs,
volume.
The problem is I'm already off of Diggs from like just the injury, the volume,
the situation.
And just I'd rather have Thielen, like so. There's just
you threw Eli and guys are you worried about? I just saw that.
It's like
got him.
The stupidest fucking thing you could do.
No, I mean,
why would I be worried about him?
Zinger.
Scott, cut this. Okay, so my last question, I want to end you off on this. Dak Prescott is one of the worst starting quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. How do you feel about his contract extension coming up?
One of the worst? What?
I've never seen somebody so average in my life.
I think it's a great picture. Just, I'm thinking.
Animals thinking of the people. All right.
Wait. Still cut this.
Dallas Cowboys have the best running back in the NFL.
You are so wrong. That's not even close. Saquon Barkley is the best running back in football. It's not even close. It's not even close. What? Ezekiel Elliott's a fat little fuck.
Never once said any of that.
You did. The tears get swept up into the mustache.
They think I cry? I've been crying a lot again lately.
At least you cry like in public though.
I do.
You let people know that
I'm not
the
even
tears
kidding.
are
I
there.
tweeted it out on Sunday on the Red Zone, the intro.
I didn't even get to see the Red Zone intro.
Oh my god, it was incredible.
It was awesome.
It was incredible.
It was awesome.
It was so good.
I was trying to
it was like a legendary player from each team, and it was unbelievable. I'm like tearing up thinking about it.
I was.
I am.
All right, last guys that we need to be concerned with is holy shit, the entire Tampa Bay offense.
Good Lord in heaven.
So I have Jameis as the quarterback quarterback 2 in the Etown GetDown, which at the time I was like happy about.
I have him QB2 in a bunch of leagues.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh my God, that first performance. But like, this is what we're going to get out of Jameis. Now, there are a couple, obviously, the negatives are that he looked fucking miserable. He was turning the ball over, what he always does.
It's the same Jameis.
It's the same old Jameis, which is always one that like put up good fantasy numbers, though. Yes. My thing is this: I think there's hope. I think there's hope. One, because the weapons group is still the weapons group.
It's incredible.
Mike Evans was playing under the flu. You could tell he was not himself. He was not 100%.
I did not have high expectations for Mike Evans going into that game.
Yes, Cameron Brate also had 2 separate touchdowns called back on penalties. So I think this game could have been, I think this was one of those games you just throw away and you say, "Fuck it, we move forward."
I agree.
They do have a tough matchup against Carolina this week, though.
And on a short week, right? It's the Thursday game.
Night,
yeah, once we get into the sit-start questions, Jameis is thrown in there for me. So that is one I'll have to battle out and see if I want to throw him back in my starting lineup. But I will say I'm a little concerned with if I'm an O.J. Howard owner. Mike Evans is someone I'm going to look to buy low on. Chris Godwin, I was not unreasonably high on him like a lot of people I feel like were during the offseason. But I think there will be better days for all these guys. So I'm not too worried. Yeah. But I think the expectations of him being like, oh, he's going to throw for 5,000 yards because of Bruce Arians, like, no.
No, obviously. And the O.J. Howard you bring up, because I have him in our Etown league, and I sat next to him like, I really don't want to do this because my whole strategy's been avoiding the tight ends, picking skill. But where he fell, I had to take him.
Yeah.
And he fumbled, which is terrible, and Cameron Brate scored 2 touchdowns that got called back.
That's my biggest worry.
I have concern with O.J. for sure.
My biggest worry is is Cameron Brate still going to get all these stupid red zone targets?
I don't think so.
And still, because listen, O.J. Howard went 4 for 5. That's like kind of what you're expecting. You're expecting him to get 5-6 targets. The yardage was a little low at 32 yards. You're going to get from him 4 receptions, 70 yards, and hopefully a touchdown.
Yeah. So here's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at routes run by tight ends this week. O.J. Howard ran 23 routes. Cameron Brate ran 20. Mm-hmm. That's the problem, Yeah. O.J. Howard had 5 targets. Cameron Brate only had 2. But like we want O.J. Howard to be running, 35 routes a game, where a guys like T.J. Hockenson, Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper were at, right? Yeah. Like we don't need O.J. Howard to still be at fucking 20 routes. Like you need more volume.
I agree. But O.J. Howard's talent is going to speak for itself.
If he gets down the field, he'll put the numbers up.
He's going to be fine.
Okay. So let's move on to what else we got here, Animal.
Yeah, you want to start with the running backs? We can do that. Let's go with Le'Veon Bell. How about the fact that we all pretty much faded the fuck out of Le'Veon, and he is basically a wide receiver.
Played on 100% of the snaps. They ran a lot of plays, and he caught a lot of balls and fucking ran the ball a lot.
He is going to be heavily involved.
Yes. Are you bought in? That's it? Like all the preseason?
No.
Okay.
It's 1 week.
This is the thing. Yeah. With week 1, like there will be so many guys that we faded that, we don't make these preseason analyses on the premise of week 1.
Yeah.
We don't do daily fantasy football. That's not what we're doing.
I could have told you Le'Veon Bell, Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette, we're all going to get big workloads in week 1. That's how this stuff works. You fade guys. It's called fucking season long.
Week everyone.
For a reason. You know what I mean? So those guys were always going to get the workload. Can they handle it for the entire year? Does something go wrong off the field over the course of the entire year? That is what you're banking on when you're fading a player in season long. Le'Veon could very well be a guy that proves us wrong. There will be guys that we are wrong on.
Honestly, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be him.
100%. Because he's always been a guy that had the talent to do it.
Right, exactly.
And pass-catching prowess.
And we were talking a lot about Gase's system and everything like that, and they were atrocious in that fourth quarter. That is, if you're a Jets fan, that is a miserable loss.
Yeah, it's not a way you want to lose, especially week 1.
One of our bigger concerns was that line, and that line let up a lot of pressure to Sam Darnold. But that might be a good thing for Le'Veon.
And game script too. The Bills should have probably scored 20 fucking points without those turnovers and everything. They controlled that game.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, well, the Bills they have a very good defense.
They're going to be Max. They were moving the ball. They just kept turning the ball over.
They're going to be in a lot of games. I could see the Bills being one of those teams.
They're a sneaky team.
Yep.
Fuck, I got to play them this week.
Yeah. Yep. The problem is that. Not the problem, but if you're a Le'Veon owner, I mean, obviously you're more encouraged than not encouraged after week 1 because even if the Jets start to struggle and get down, Le'Veon's going to get fucking 8 to 10 targets a game.
Yeah, well, he's a receiver now.
Yeah,
he's going to be getting 10 targets a game.
Yep.
So
congratulations.
Yeah,
if you got Le'Veon and Tariq Cohen, congratulations on your new wide receiver position.
Slot wide receiver. Yeah. I wonder if Yahoo's going to make them eligible. I think they took Melvin Gordon out of the IR spot. I don't think I'm allowed to have him there. It's great because now I can put Tyreek Hill in there. Fucking cunts.
Oh, that's bad. I forgot you had him.
Austin Ekeler, the god.
On 2nd and goal, Rivers rolls, throws, touchdown. Quick flip for Ekeler. Ekeler inside his blocks. 40, 35, still on his feet, and gonna go the rest of the way. Ekeler to the 5, to the end zone.
I own him in 2 of my 3 season-long leagues, and I am fucking pumped up.
He sucks.
I love that people were like saying that he was going to be in a full split with Justin Jackson. Dude, I'm like really upset that Melvin Gordon is not getting traded.
He only had 12 carries.
I know. There was rumors.
That's what he's always going to have.
Did,
He had
how,
like 8 receptions.
How
or
hard
whatever.
did you dick get
6
when you
or
heard the
7.
report that the Eagles were trying to get Melvin Gordon? I mean, they gave him a low ball offer, but could you imagine?
Dude, I was like,
could you imagine?
I don't think they seriously wanted to get him. Like, there's
I don't think so either.
'cause that's a
No.
ridiculous
That's what they
trade offer.
offered, yeah.
It's a trade.
That was like,
ridiculous
let's just
trade-off.
see if they'll say yes.
Yeah, that's like
like-
one of those weird fantasy questions we get. We're like, oh, I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna buy low on Sony Michel. A guy wants fucking Raquel Armstead. I'm like, fucking cop. Like that was what the Eagles were hoping
fucking
for.
Yannick offer.
Yeah, exactly. So with Ekeler, I mean, for the time being, he's an RB1.
Oh yeah,
He's a beast.
Now here's my question: is he a sell high guy for you?
I'm gonna ride this wave as long as I can with Ekeler. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, we know Melvin.
If you're
seems
selling
like he's
him high,
coming back.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna come back eventually.
But when he comes back, does he? He's not just coming in.
That's
and
fucked up. I
25
know.
Like,
this is the fucked up part. I'm nervous about that
because you're gonna have to make a decision.
I own Ekeler and Gordon, and I'm gonna probably have to sit Gordon that first week he's back.
Oh, you have to.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna have to see how that first week plays out.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
You might
miserable.
even have to go 2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah, well, especially because he's not going to be getting a new contract, so now they don't want to. Actually, they probably don't care. They probably don't care.
They're playing great without Ekeler. Ekeler is going to keep getting 75% of the touches and be a beast. And then when Gordon comes back, I mean, listen, he's not that much better than Ekeler is on a production standpoint. So when I look at this, like, I'm not selling Ekeler only because it's so much of it. Like, you know what you're getting with Ekeler for the next 6 to 8 weeks. But selling him high, you're projecting that everything goes smoothly from Melvin Gordon's side. Right. He returns in week 8 or whatever, and then he becomes a workhorse. There are a lot more outs for Ekeler to be really good for a really long time than a sell high to hit in your favor.
But if you have good depth on your team, I'm not opposed to it. Like, if you have a solid running back core.
I don't have the running back production.
Right. In your case, no. But if you have
Ekeler's like
if you
your
have
flex.
productive guys and say you're thin at receiver,
it's interesting.
I would think about flipping it.
It's interesting because in the NYC league, I have C-Mac as my RB1, Aaron Jones as my 2, and Ekeler as my 3. But obviously he's probably my 2 now.
Yep.
So I mean, hopefully Jones bounces back. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah,
but
I do too. I don't like that Jamal Williams played so much, but
yeah, I mean, he got 70% of the touches. Aaron Jones still.
No,
did.
I know.
It was
I think Seeing Jamal Williams is like
it's so
like when the
frustrating.
doctor told me I had cancer.
terrible.
It's like, get off the fucking field.
Get away from me.
Get away from me. You're not good at anything you do.
Yeah, 5
get
carries
out.
for like
you
0
might be a great
yards.
father, a great husband, a great boyfriend, but you're not good on the football field. Please get off.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur, you stupid.
So Ekeler, the only thing I would look to sell high on is in that situation. If you have so much RB depth and you're lacking a wide receiver, but that wide receiver has to be legit.
Yeah.
Would you take Ekeler or Tyreek Hill right now, knowing Tyreek Hill's situation? Actually, well, we heard the reports that Sammy Watkins said Tyreek Hill might be out 6 to 7 weeks.
Yeah, they could put him on the IR,
which would be bad because he can't come back till week 10.
Well, that's what they're not sure how long.
That's worst case scenario. I mean, I would take Ekeler because I'm not gonna take.
Yeah, there's so many wide receivers so deep. There's like 4 guys right here.
I'm not trading every week production for top wide receiver production in 7 weeks.
Yeah. The only reason I brought it up was because in my mind for a second I thought it was gonna be like 2 to 3 weeks. But let's say Ekeler for. I want to say Tyler Boyd. I don't think that's enough right now.
No.
I don't know who's like a who's
even though I like that since the offense.
Dude, Zach Taylor?
I like that since the offense.
Yeah, I like what they did there. All right, let's say Austin Ekeler or let's go Sammy Watkins. Right there.
I take Ekeler. I don't trust Watkins.
Same.
Sorry.
I would take Ekeler.
At any given time, he could just pop a hand.
Austin Ekeler or Amari Cooper.
I'll take Watkins for that. What was it? Austin
Ekeler or Amari Cooper?
I'm gonna take Ekeler too.
Same. I don't think there's nobody you can give me for Ekeler right now.
Right, I know. Like, I mean, like if you're gonna say like a Mike Evans or
Mark
something,
Cooper
then I'll think. But
that's like a decent thing that could happen right now because a lot of people are gonna try to sell Mike Evans. They're probably gonna try to sell guys like coming off this week 1.
I saw some
Cooks might be.
Some stuff on Twitter. Some people like getting offers, Mike Evans, or they're.
Someone tweeted me. They said they got Mike Evans and Sony Michel for Austin Ekeler, both of those guys.
Oh yeah, okay.
2 buy low guys.
I would do that.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, like that's reasonable. I like that. Wilson, I think I told you guys this. I drafted for my roommate. I drafted a monster team for him. Immediately after the draft, he traded Devontae Adams for Keenan Allen. I mean,
Straight up.
Yeah, straight up. At the
Straight
time,
up.
it was no value because it was literally his 5th overall or his first pick for like a 3rd or 4th round
Yeah,
pick.
it just made no sense.
But now, I mean, Keenan Allen might outscore
I
Devontae
am
Adams.
so fucking happy.
I'm not going to panic on
4th
Devontae.
round.
Oh, I'm not. That's not me panicking on him. I just think Keenan Allen's like top
upside
3.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, no, I love Keenan Allen's upside, but
I am thrilled.
Yeah, you got. I was so pissed because I was gonna start throwing out I was gonna start sending out offers today because I needed a wide receiver, and then I was like, "Who are some of the wide receivers I want?" And I was like, "Oh, you have Keenan Allen." I was like, "Oh, wait, you also have." I forget what other wide receivers.
You're not getting any
you
of
have.
those guys.
Devontae, Julio.
Who's your 4th? Do you have another one?
I got Deshaun Jackson.
Oh,
Tyrell Williams.
I forget.
Who, by the way, I think I texted our group. Once AB came back. This was before I spent $10 to pick up Tyrell Williams. I was like, "Fuck." I mean, that's kind of annoying. Now I'm thrilled.
As soon as AB was gone, yeah, Tyrell and Darren Waller were fucking smash
I am
buttons.
so fucking thrilled.
Yeah. There was that Oakland offense. I don't know how good it's really going to be, but it runs through
No,
Tyrell.
the Denver
It runs
defense
through
was
Tyrell
atrocious.
Williams. And
last
they
night.
didn't give him $11 million a year for nothing. So
No, he's a good player.
He
He's
is a
proven
good
that he could
player.
do it in the NFL before. Let's talk about the Todd Gurley situation.
There's no situation there. Don't worry about it.
So I want to talk about this seriously because
I do too.
Why? You just said there's no situation.
Yeah, so why would you want to talk
Todd Gurley played 71% of the snaps.
Yeah, that's great.
He got taken out in the only valuable part of the field.
That was just timing of the game. It's just unfortunate the way that happened. That's not like a.
Why are you putting on a fake voice?
Wait. He couldn't even look anybody in the eye. He looked at the ceiling.
Max, grab me a water because I'm about to get very dehydrated on this
Certainly
argument.
alarming the timing, but that was the issue. Was the red zone. Brown had the 5 touches and Henderson
Gurley
had
scored like
one.
33 rushing touchdowns over the last 2 years. If he's not getting those, I also do think I almost think this presents a buy low opportunity for Gurley. He's not a guy I like, but at this price, people are going to be very scared by Malcolm Brown. And when you actually dive into the numbers, it was Gurley who was in on 70+% of the snaps. He also ran like 50 routes in this game or something like that. He just wasn't targeted, which was a little weird. I don't know why they didn't throw anything to the running back.
Because he's fucking shot.
Because he's dead.
Because he's shot.
But next week, would it surprise anyone if Gurley scores 3 touchdowns from the 1 yard line?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Like, I have Malcolm Brown. I'm not even thinking about putting
Week
him on.
1, they just wanted like,
I'm
hey,
just waiting
Todd,
for Gurley to go down because Henderson, he's out of the equation.
Todd, go run some routes. See how you feel, buddy.
But the only difference between this year and how Gurley started off the last 2 years is literally just those multiple goal line carries.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be concerned?
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey's not. Barkley's not coming out. Kamara's not coming. Like,
even if it was a timing thing, how do you know going forward?
Right.
Who's getting
How
what?
could you just specify? Oh, it's a timing thing. That doesn't make sense.
I get what you're saying.
It happened
It's
multiple
like
times.
the serendipity of the situation. Like you're never going to be able to know why or when,
Right.
And I get
There's
that.
no rhyme or reason.
But like,
it just happened. So where's the timing and why did it happen multiple times? That's where I get
they had 6 red zone carries in the game. He got none of them. It was 5 for Brown, 1 for Henderson.
That is beyond concerning.
It's weird.
Week 1 or not, timing or whatever the fuck that means or not.
It was just all between the 20s, man. They use him as like their. I mean,
he's gonna have to bust some loose. That's
admittedly,
all.
he looked pretty good though.
I mean,
Watching him, he looked explosive and he looked fine.
I wasn't like gonna doubt him early season looking good.
Another guy that we faded season long, because of these things.
Yep.
Marlon Mack.
Starting to spread the money around too, so it's just a matter of them coming to terms on what happens. Look at Marlon Mack go up the sideline, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Love him.
Wow. Marlon Mack and Derrick Henry are kind of the same guys. They're just runners that get very high volume in offenses that, we hope that
good
they can score
offensive
a lot of
lines.
Mack looked fucking good.
Looked really good.
25 for 174 and a touchdown.
You got to be really happy because you clamored about him all summer.
But then I got off him once.
You got off him once Lockett retired.
But I mean, I can't really blame you for getting off him based off of the situation.
Of course not.
Imagine what Marlon Mack would be fucking doing this year if Andrew Luck was there, bro. He would be a top 5
174 yards on the ground with Brissett.
With Jacoby Brissett,
Yeah, I mean, Brissett's obviously looking fine too, but like this was a game where, the game was close the entire game, and it was like it's not like it got away or they got up by a big amount, and that was that's why Mack got such a heavy workload.
No,
he was in on plenty of third downs too.
It was a big part of the reason that game was so close. He had that 70-yard touchdown run, and he bust one loose.
Yep.
So I mean,
you could take that out, and he's still going for over 100 on the ground.
Listen, I'm confident starting Mack every week just based off of the fact that he has that offensive line. Mm-hmm. It's a very good offensive line.
They are really good.
And the Colts showed you they're going to be a team they're going to be in games.
Yeah, dude, they were down a few scores, and they came right back.
Yep.
They're no pushover.
They were not shying away from giving Mack the ball regardless.
Plus 6.5 on bagels and locks. Nicky Snacks. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Naeem Hines ran 11 routes in this one. Where is Marlon Mack Daddy?
Yeah, I never really worry about him running routes anyway, though.
It's not looking good. He's not on the top 61 list.
Yeah, but
Did he just not run a fucking route the entire game?
25 carries. He's a carry guy.
He is a carry guy.
He's a carry guy.
When Luck retired, Hines was one of those guys I actually liked because
I started drafting him in best ball.
Yeah.
But I am glad you brought this other guy up.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
At least the system's pretty similar. They didn't change the verbiage this year, and he's got a big one here, Jim.
It's Henry taking the pass with an open field, taken off down the left sideline with a blocker in front, Davis, and it's going all the way for the touchdown.
Can we talk about how he can catch?
Yeah.
Because he caught one fucking pass on a screen.
In our group chat, he freaked out about it. We're like, it was a screen.
Literally just like all you have to do. Like, we're not arguing whether or not he could run fast in a straight line. Like, we all know he could do that.
I'm just saying he looked good.
Looks fine.
Okay, he
looks fine.
He looked good.
When he doesn't bust off a 75-yard screenplay, he's not going to look good.
I mean,
outside, and that Titans offense
outside of
that up all year.
Before that screen, he still was having a great fantasy day. He still had like 78 yards and a touchdown.
Whatever.
78 and a touchdown. I'll take that every day.
Per FB God, 12 of his 19 carries or whatever it was went for 2 yards or less.
What does that matter? That doesn't matter.
It's just saying.
It doesn't matter if he has one that goes for 55. That's all I care about. The numbers don't lie at the end, even though they kind of lie a little bit.
Cleveland fucking sucks.
Are we kidding me?
It's hard to argue when the guy goes off for 28 fantasy points in week 1.
It is hard.
We don't have an argument from our side.
But I mean, but his statement right there, the stats don't lie until you look deeper. Whatever the fuck you say.
I mean, it's true. Numbers, they do lie.
But they don't.
But
they don't.
In this case right now for fantasy.
Big lies only. We finesse them. It's fine.
You know.
Whatever. I think one of the more exciting parts about this first week, I think, was the tight ends.
Yeah.
TJ Hockenson.
Boom.
And Stafford still looking, and he lofts one, and it's caught for the touchdown.
So someone we loved, one of the best prospects that's come out in a long time, and for good reason. He showed immediately why he was commanding in every down play volume.
Just wide open, just running those same routes that Kittle runs.
Kick could play ball, man.
So tell me this, because this is going to be a very popular question this week. Would you rather have Hockenson or Waller going forward?
Hockenson.
I kind of disagree.
I agree. I disagree as well.
The opportunity is better for Waller, for sure.
Which is
Waller's going to get 8 targets every game. I think there are going to be a lot of games where Hockenson gets 4 targets.
I agree completely.
I think Waller's going to step right into what Jared Cook did last year. His stat line's going to be the same exact thing.
People have been
with
clamoring
big
about
games.
him for a while too. So
yeah, so the hype is real
no
after
surprise.
the first game.
He's a ball player.
Hockenson was a beast. My concern is that Arizona ran so many fucking plays in this game. They ended up running 89 plays. You know, Cliff was talking about 90 plays or whatever. They ran 89. Detroit, on the flip side, had to run just as many plays, which obviously made Matt Stafford throw the ball 45 times.
Those game scripts are not going to be
not what Detroit wants to do or is going to do.
What did Hockenson finish with?
130 yards and a touchdown.
How many targets and receptions though?
I think he had 6 receptions for 131 on maybe 9 targets.
Yeah,
9
so
targets, 6
targets.
receptions.
I'd probably expect more closer to the 6 target range every week.
Yeah, 6 targets.
Okay, right, but I'm gonna
6 targets,
I'm gonna
70.
Take the guy who I think is going to get 8 to 9 targets over.
I'm just taking the better athlete here. I think. I'm just going with
I don't think you can go wrong either way. I think they're both priority pick. I think if you're desperate at tight end, you have to come away. Well, I guess you're already going to be watching this after the waiver wire. But if you already did your waiver wire and you needed one, you had to have come away with one of these guys because they're in every week top 10 play pretty much.
You're playing them.
Yeah, this is a great week.
We've been talking all summer how tight ends kind of thin. You know, like if you're not getting one of those top 3, sit back, wait a little bit.
Fucking put up stinkers
for reasons like this. These guys are on the market. I wouldn't necessarily blow my load if you're doing a fab budget. But if you have the number 1 waiver wire and you need a tight end, you best believe you're putting it in for one of those guys.
Yeah, this is a good week to go for the tight end here and solidify that position because there's like exciting wide receivers that are on the wire this week that you might still be able to get, probably not. But none of them I want to blow more than the tight ends.
Other wide receivers will come. The wide receivers will come and go. The tight ends, there's only going to be so many. So
all of the ones that are on the wire right now are all like not boom or bust per se, but they're all big play guys. So you have John Ross, you have Terry McLaurin, you have John Brown, you have Hollywood Brown. All of those guys are big play threats that are going to be very hard to start in season 1.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not rushing 10.
I feel like this is crazy to even say, but I feel like Terry McLaurin is like the safest guy out of all those.
He's my favorite on
right?
there. What I'll probably do is throw like $5 to $7 on each guy and hope that one of them lands on my roster because someone will probably outbid me on all 3 out of 4.
Someone's gonna blow
something like that. Yeah, but I'm not too excited about it.
And one of my other leagues, I have Tyreek Hill who went down, and I have the number 1 waiver priority. So I'm looking at
one of those guys.
I'm thinking I'm going to go with Terry.
I think so too.
Right? I feel like that's the move.
No, you cannot. Keenum's going to go deep, and he's got a man, McLaurin, who makes the catch in open field, and he's gone.
Gallup.
What about Mecole?
No,
you
Gallup's
don't want to
not
get
gone.
Mecole
I
Hardman?
thought about McColl,
if I'm in your spot, I would take me. He came in and ran like 80% of the snaps.
Yeah.
And he's one Sammy Watkins injury away from being the number one.
I know.
If I'm you, just because you are a Hill owner,
that was my original thought.
I would probably go with Hardman. I think he'll
best by far the best offensive system in football right now. I think that's your way to go.
Yeah, I think I would go with
Mecole
and then put it in for fucking
Terry
McLaurin after and hope that you get him. Because you look at Hollywood. Hollywood ran 14 fucking snaps in this game. It was the Dolphins.
It is not.
People. That's just people chasing box scores. I mean, DK looks legit too. So I wouldn't be like upset about grabbing him on the wire. But none of these guys I'm like too.
As much as I hate to say that,
I thought this was a DK free praise.
Listen, dude, the targets were there and. He
caught
the ball.
He actually looked good.
He caught the ball when they threw it to him. So that's what you want from your wide receiver.
It's not going to hold up.
But yeah, I don't see him. He's going to have the same. He's going to have 5-6 targets a game, 3 catches for like 45 yards. And if he's lucky, he'll get a touchdown.
He sucks.
So I'm still not.
Russell Wilson's going to throw for 3,100 yards this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem.
It's a big problem.
A huge fucking problem. Let's talk about the Etown GetDown.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Before we do it, let's open up these boxes. So we got a little bit of a plug here, a commercial break from one of our boys, Brett.
Brett?
What up, Brett?
You sniping motherfucker, you.
You dirty motherfucker. So Brett, one of our boys in the NYC League. If you missed that vlog, we'll link it up here in the description, whatever. So
Great watch.
Brett runs a little company thing called All Pro Sports Breaks and Memorabilia. Now, I'm going to link the Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group that you can join, and you will be able to win a bunch of signed sports memorabilia, jerseys, helmets, cleats, I don't know, maybe
Jock
fucking
straps.
Joints that Josh Gordon smoked. So, we got some sweet gear coming on the way. Ooh!
One for each.
Oh!
Boy!
Damn!
Is that E-Man?
Shit!
Hell yeah. All right, so
Wow.
here's the thing.
Brett, you motherfucker!
That motherfucking Brett Weasel suckered me. I wanted Nick Chubb at 11, but he fucking took him at 9.
You
Brett.
motherfucker, Brett.
My fucking knee.
You're an idiot. So, as Brett puts it, he runs autographed jerseys, mini helmets, 16 by 20 photos throughout the week with full-size helmets. You can win autographed jerseys like we have for as low as $6. You can win autographed full-size helmets for as low as $16. It is a gamble. You are not guaranteed to win, but it's goddamn fun. He didn't put God in there. I threw that in there because I don't know why. Don't get fucking butthurt about it. And the guys that run it are a good time on the live stream. So I always see him doing live streams on Facebook, but this is how you can go win that. And I'm actually excited to open up this little piece right here. Essentially, you will buy a spot for a set amount of price. You'll be assigned a team/division through a random generator. Then when he goes live on Facebook, he randomizes what boxes are opened. If your team is a team that comes out of the box, you win that prize. They just celebrated their thousandth. How do you say thousandth?
Thousandth.
Without sound like a fucking weirdo.
Thousandth.
That was pretty good.
Thousandth.
Why can you do that so well? Their thousandth break and thousandth member. And
Hey, down.
I don't. Yeah, so go check them out because this is actually a lot of fun and they got a lot of cool shit on
You
their
don't
Facebook
check them
group.
out now, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I'll
so
tell
go
you that.
down right now. Go down right now, click on that Facebook link, join the private group. It is a private group, so it's not just a bunch of fucking assholes in there yelling about shit.
That's what makes it legit. When it's private, you know it's legit.
This is Snacks is not allowed in the group. That's
No,
how,
I know, I've been
That's how
banned.
you know it's legit. Oh boy. Oh boy.
What's that?
Woo! Woo!
Oh, boy.
Cavos?
Oh man.
Cavos. No, that's fucking
Oh
sick.
my God, in fucking heaven.
Damn.
Beautiful.
It's got a visor too.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that's sweet.
Holy shit.
It's shiny too.
Alvin.
Wow. That's dope.
Holy Brett, you sandbagging motherfucker.
Yeah, right? Yo, get rid of that fucking little dinky piece of shit helmet.
Get that shit out of here. Oh my God. You know it's great. Calvin's one of my studs this
Nah,
year.
I'm talking about that dinky helmet.
Holy
So
smokes.
I was saying, get rid of this dinky little helmet.
All Pro Sports Breaks and Memorabilia.
All
Pro Sports Break and Memorabilia. We will
Wow.
link that in the description as well as down in the comments section. This is where you can win some. Oh man, this helmet's beautiful.
Let's take a look at that.
Right, this is unbelievable.
So we got some new fucking gear right there.
I got the frames. I'll get frames for us. I'll get 3 frames.
All right, y'all ready to get into Etown GetDown, or you want to talk about breaks?
Yeah,
breaking news
just
first?
a little quick update. Breaking: Patriots wide receiver Antonio Brown accused of 3 separate incidents of a sexual assault and rape, according to a federal lawsuit filed Tuesday.
No way.
Wait, is that like real breaking news?
I just got it from Sleeper, and they're awesome, by the way.
Filed Tuesday?
Wow.
Wait, how do you put the notifications on? I
don't know. I get them all on.
It's ridiculous. They literally sponsor me. I don't know how to turn their fucking notifications on. All right.
But yeah, that's
wow.
Okay, so who do you think from the Raiders organization leaked that? How much do you think John Gruden paid that girl to fucking say this?
Mike Mayock.
Oh my god.
100% Mike Mayock.
So
is he cut?
Not going to be cut.
No,
they're
going to
throw
have to
him
find
on
out more.
We're going to have to find out more. Obviously, we don't want to jump to conclusions. I mean, possible outcomes is that it's absolutely nothing.
We know nothing. Like, you're going to see this in a few days. We're getting this now, so there's probably going to be a lot more coming out.
Remember, it's Tuesday when we're filming this.
We're just getting this now. We have no idea what it means, what happens next, but we wanted to share it.
So the fact that it was filed on Tuesday means that the Patriots didn't have a heads up about this. So they didn't know what they were getting into.
Which is wild.
Yes.
Because they know everything.
Yes.
Yeah, which
they know when Tom Brady sneezes.
Wonder if they just don't want to even be involved with it. They don't want any of the.
There's no shot that they knew about it because Brady would not have taken that selfie with AB had he known those charges
all
were
those
filed.
Players wouldn't be tweeting it. And
yeah. I think it's a bad look for Antonio Brown, obviously, and I don't think the Patriots are going to let it fly.
That might be very bad, yeah.
Damn, that could be bad. I mean, he can go on the commissioner's exempt list.
Yeah.
There could be a lot
I just
of
think
things.
it's more of like a distraction that the Patriots don't need, and they don't. They're like, listen,
right. The
we don't
distraction
need
is the biggest thing with the Pats.
Like,
they're about to go into a Super Bowl run.
We don't need Antonio Brown to win this. It would just be really nice to have him, make it make it a lot easier. Yeah. But I don't see them keeping him.
I told you that's a wow.
I think he's gone by the time the show comes out on Friday.
Really? You think by Friday he's done?
He's not playing week 2. I'll say that. He's not playing week 2.
I'm trying to look on Twitter. Accused of
I don't have enough information. I'm just spewing.
Yeah,
now.
I literally just got an update. That's it. That's all we got right now.
But I just feel like Bill Belichick's one of those guys where he's just like, listen, we don't want this circus now in the locker room. We don't need to bring all this attention. The media's going to be all over it.
Yep.
He's not even on the field for us yet. If I'm Bill Belichick, which I mean right now I kind of am, I'm cutting his ass.
Can you tell us at all what Antonio Brown has said to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm done with that. Okay. Anything else on Miami? Any other questions?
Can you explain what you mean when you're done with it? I mean, we're just trying to find out if he said anything to you about his position and about the allegation.
Yeah, and I just answered that question.
Well, actually, you did.
Actually, I did.
Yeah,
whatever I need to do.
According to the lawsuit, Brown sexually assaulted Taylor, which was a woman from a gymnast who he met while attending Central Michigan together and whom he later hired as a trainer. First, he exposed himself and kissed her without her permission, the lawsuit says. Later that month, the lawsuit says, while she was watching a television program at his home, Brown started masturbating and ejaculated on her back. Brown bragged about the incident in profane text messages that are copied in the lawsuit.
Well, then he's fucked.
Damn, well, that's not a good look.
What
was this, like 10 years ago?
This was in 2018.
No, well,
2017 and 2018.
I didn't hear the year.
He was a trainer when he was at school, but hired her to be his.
I figured school. I'm thinking.
No, right. But he said hired it after. So
Okay.
If they have text messages, it's over.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
It's over.
Big
Not
yikes.
Good.
Big.
Damn, what's with all these guys? Like, just
did we really need to waste fucking 10 minutes talking about the Patriots?
This was actually really funny because in my do not draft video, like right before the season kicked off, this was when Brown was still on the Raiders. I was like, just leave the situation alone. Don't take Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Not worth the headache.
Yeah, and people were like, you're so dumb. Antonio Brown's so good or whatever. He's going to overcome all the bullshit. Then he gets released, right?
Right.
And then I went back to the comments and I was like, oh, you hate to see it. He gets released or whatever.
You
Signed
got
by the
receipts. You
Patriots.
got receipts.
Everyone comes fucking
right
back.
back.
Yeah, you fucking asshole. He's
What
on
are
the
you
Patriots.
what are you doing
gonna
tomorrow?
do? And now all day tomorrow I'm going to be like, hey, Mr. Rapist, how we doing over here? So
that totally threw me off. That's crazy.
now that is craziness.
You know what? Good for the Raiders. They gave up a 3rd and a 5th, which
Fuck the Raiders.
they
Why?
beat the
There's
shit
something
out of
against-
you.
You have something against the Raiders?
Terrible. Let's go.
All right, let's get into the Etown
Get
GetDown. Let's talk
Etown
about our
GetDown.
matchups for a little bit.
To Christian.
That's an unbelievable.
So I went against Stevie 2 Chainz in week 1, and
fan favorite.
I knew it was going to be a tough matchup only because he had so many early round picks, and I was like, you don't want to start off because, like we said, early round picks, guys that we think might fade over the beginning end of the season, they're still going to have heavy volume in the front end, right? So even if I don't like Josh Jacobs, of course he's going to get 24 fucking carries in week 1. So he ran away with the game because he had C-Mac, he had Mark Ingram, he had Josh Jacobs.
Number 1 running back this year, Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to get all the carries. He's going to be great. I'm not even worried. Trust me. This always works out for me.
And I had Tyreek Hill and Aaron Jones. I mean, I had some studs going up, but it just obviously didn't pan out how I was hoping it would. I mean, I still threw up a 145, so I feel like my team is feeling fine right now. I'm not too worried about it. I had Watkins behind Tyreek Hill, so going forward, I think I'm still in a pretty good spot, and I believe I play Mr. Animal next week. So I'm sitting at 0-1, but 4th place in points, so
coming to see the
not
top
too,
dog.
I'm not
next
too
week.
stressed. Yeah, talk about your matchup, Animal.
I mean, I won, so there's that.
Why don't you sound so confident?
Oh, I know. Well, here's the deal. Listen, just kind of like this is how I built my team for consistency.
This is the plan, right?
So if you notice, my top scorer was Carson Wentz with 25.02 points. And the rest of my team just followed. Everyone, had a 24-pointer, had a 20-pointer.
20-pointers.
Yeah, but I didn't have anyone
That'll be
explode.
consistent.
I didn't have the Sammy Watkins 35 points. I didn't have the Derrick Henry 28 points. I had consistency throughout the lineup.
Wait, hold on.
And still put up the most points in the league.
So are you ready to go up against that Sammy Watkins 35 points next week? You're about to get a whole fucking face load of it.
I think I am because I have consistent guys throughout. I had a couple guys who didn't even do so well, and I still put up 163. You guys, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer that's going to be a huge win for you when it comes to fighting for last place. I will say I lost to our champion Joe by 7, put up 127 or 126.6. I didn't get the production I needed from Devontae Adams. Last year, we've talked all summer. He didn't have a game in half-point PPR under 12.7 points.
So what did he do? Under
5.6, and if he gets 12.6, I win. So it's really something. O.J. Howard really hurt me. Matt Breida, who I still love him moving forward, but he had a bad game.
Tell you what, for us being really high on Matt Breida, we got kind of lucky with this Tevin Coleman injury.
Very lucky.
Because now he's going to run as the 1A.
Breida needs to run, though. He needs to go. When Coleman's out, he needs to go. Nick Chubb getting 10, why he was like... that's another thing.
I see that you changed your name. Okay, we are back, correct?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It took 1 week.
Gotcha.
But we're back. I am, honestly, even if I lost this week, am I crazy to think I'm really not overly concerned yet? I love my roster. I love it. I
don't think there's
studs everywhere.
I don't think there's anything I would have changed in week 1 for you.
No.
I mean, you could look back, hindsight is 2020, and say, hey, I should have played D-Jax or Tyrell over Matt Breida, but like I would have went with Breida there too.
Come on. How could I not? Against a shitty Tampa Bay defense, I didn't know what to expect from Deshaun with the injury and your dumbass fucking Chris Harris is gonna shut Tyrell down. Yeah, that really worked.
You got in your head, huh?
That really no one gets in my head but me. Tyrell Williams was not playing in my team. There was nothing else I could do. But you know what? I am very content moving forward. But me and Stevie Chainz, we have
you play in week 2?
In week 2, we have a heavyweight matchup.
All right. What's your biggest concern right now?
My biggest concern, I have quite a few. I have Deshaun Jackson and Tyrell Williams that I really want to get into my starting lineup. I want them both in. But Matt Breida with Tevin Coleman out against the Cincinnati team, I almost feel like I have to play him again.
Is he going to burn you twice?
He's probably going to burn me twice. Damian Williams, I'm thinking about taking out as well.
See, I don't even want to give you advice, but
I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to myself.
Oh, well.
But how do I not play Tyrell Williams when a game script might have KC going up 20 and Oakland throwing the ball all game? or Atlanta, who has a shitty defense, and Deshaun Jackson running wild behind
this is
their
what
secondary.
I'm fucking trying to tell you. If you let me help you,
Speak!
I'm trying to tell you, you need to take Matt Breida out of your lineup. Take Matt Breida out of your lineup, and you have to put Deshaun Jackson in. You have to put Deshaun Jackson in.
I'm kind of leaning towards Tyrell Williams.
Nah.
Tyrell Williams.
This is
when
your
they got in the
flex.
red zone. When they got in the red zone, Derek Carr literally snapped the ball and looked right in his direction every time.
This is your flex. You want the high upside.
I think you need to go with Tyrell here too.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think you do.
I'm not expecting 31 points again from Deshaun Jackson.
Damian Williams is going to throw up a 20 spot in your RB2. Damian Williams is going to throw up 20 against Oakland, and on the flip side, Tyrell is going to have to score a lot of points. Listen, I know about Atlanta getting shredded as much as fucking anybody.
No, but they're good. I was reading a stat off a loss in their home game. They're like one of the better teams.
Oh, you were getting into your like degenerate research for the week.
Back when I used
the gambling shit.
Back when I used to be a degenerate gambler, yes, that was a stat I would very much look at.
They're 6-4-2 against the spread, coming off a away loss.
Yeah, it was like the last 10 years. I think they're 8-2-1.
For as bad as our defense is, we don't let up many very long plays like that.
And that's what Deshaun Jackson is going to be.
Yeah, we let up a lot of underneath routes. That's why we let up so many passes to the running backs and shit and slot receivers.
I got to play Tyrell.
I think you do.
And I think I had to play Damian Williams.
Yeah, if this is my lineup, I'm probably keeping D. Will at RB2, and I'll probably
take Breida out.
You'll throw Williams in as the flex, and Breida will probably go off for 130 and the touchdown from scrimmage.
Oh, 100%. But you know what?
I'm talking about, baby.
Breida plays at 1 o'clock. Tyrell plays at 4. So easy.
That's
decision.
it.
That's right. That's the decider right there.
And they're gonna let. I'm telling you,
That's a decision maker.
It's a decision maker. I'm sick in the fucking head like that.
No, I agree. Listen, the 1 o'clock games. There's nothing worse than watching like 9 of your guys go. Like nine guys in your lineup are going. You have 40 points, and there's like the fourth quarter's coming right around the corner, and you're just panicking because you have no chance.
I know.
You have 65 points, and
I don't think it has any bearing. It obviously doesn't. It doesn't matter when the fuck you play.
Absolutely
But
matters.
it's a feeling. It's a feeling.
Yeah,
he's got 2 guys going on Thursday. Granted, it's Mike Evans and Christian McCaffrey.
Ooh.
But
so this gets interesting now because me and Animal face off in week 2. Early projections via Yahoo, 140 to 133. But I believe you don't have your defense really for this week yet.
No, I'm
Neither
switching
do I,
my
actually.
defense.
I don't think. I probably will end up. But early projections has me as a very small favorite. They also fucking had me projected to score the most points in week 1. That shit didn't happen, so that stuff doesn't fucking matter. Don't worry about projections when you're making your lineup.
Yeah.
My toughest sit-start decision right now, obviously, I'm going to keep Watson in there with D-Hop, and I'll throw Watkins in as my wide receiver too. Robert Woods is not going anywhere. Now, my running back spots. Eckler's definitely in there. Aaron, I can't really make any moves here at running back because I'm still just waiting on Miles Sanders to kind of come into that role, which is going to happen.
You just got to fight through the Aaron Jones bad matchups in the early weeks.
Yeah. So my only decision here, and I probably won't move anything. Actually, I have 2, but it's both with the Cincinnati offense. Tyler Boyd for Will Fuller. I think it's probably getting a little too cute if I go with Fuller over Tyler Boyd.
I agree.
Because I think Boyd's just so safe, and I think he'll be fine in the San Francisco matchup. I mean, he comes off a game where he just caught 11, or he had 11 targets, 8 receptions. I wish he got some more downfield looks. It was all John Ross. Because last year, Tyler Boyd had the 4th highest catch rate on deep pass attempts. But they just did not look to him down there. I mean, obviously.
Still a big piece of the offense.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Boyd in terms of his involvement, especially as like with AJ Green out for the foreseeable future. Boyd's going to be fine. The real tough one here is Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton. Because I also loved what I saw from this Bengals offense. With Zach Taylor, dude, they threw the ball 51 fucking times compared
going
to
into Seattle.
13 running back attempts.
Yep.
Now Mixon is either banged up or possibly missing this game. They're not going to give Gio a 22 carry workload.
No, they're going to throw it again.
They're going to throw it again. No shot. So we have Jameis. Like, do we forgive him and play him at Carolina? You know, hoping that he comes out and throws for that 360-yard game or whatever.
So, I mean, I don't even want to.
It's still Andy
I'm
Dalton.
playing you. Exactly.
You got to do it for the people, though.
So, like, it's Andy Dalton is my biggest problem, number 1.
Yeah.
I would lean Andy Dalton, if I'm being completely honest, mainly just because he didn't look bad. Andy Dalton's not, like, historically a bad quarterback.
I never thought he was either.
He's got great hair.
Yeah, he's got great hair, but he's historically hasn't been like a bad quarterback. He's had some injuries, had the hand injury in his throwing hand, and he's been on some bad teams. So now I think with a coach that's offensive minded and wants to throw the ball,
I'm with you. I'd take Dalton because, and honestly, a lot of it has to do with
I don't want Winston to play on Thursday.
Those Thursday games, like even if it was like Aaron Rodgers, whatever, those Thursday night games are crapshoot. We usually see the home team just kick the shit out of the away team.
Yeah.
Because of a short week of preparation, the away team has to travel. Especially not liking what we saw from Tampa Bay in week 1 on a full summer work of game plan.
Who would ever thought I wanted to fucking stack Dalton and Tyler Boyd?
That's the problem I was going to get into. Is the only problem is if the Bengals throw up a stinker, your whole team's kind of shot.
Yeah, the team is shot.
So
but I mean, those are like the last 2 guys in my lineup.
I feel safe. I'm one of those guys where I feel safe if I'll just go one of each.
You'll split it.
Yeah, I'll split it.
The other thing to consider is
Boyd and Jameis, or
The other thing to consider is that you have Godwin in your lineup.
Yeah.
So that mitigates the fact that if Winston has a bad game, Godwin probably has a bad game as well. So that's something I also need to consider. By the time you guys watch this, you'll already have seen what happened on Thursday night. So I don't know what I'm doing right now, but that is probably my toughest decision at the moment. If I know myself well, I'm going to make the wrong decision, and it's going to be because I'm going to throw Winston in my lineup. I already know I'm going to do that, and it's going to be the wrong one for sure. I'm going to regret it. But I just can't. I don't know if I could put Andy Dalton in my fucking lineup.
I mean, my 2 cents. Putting in Andy Dalton is like putting hot poisonous needles in your cock. But
I don't think it's the end of my to-do list.
I know. Is it crazy to think he's a safer play?
I think
he's a safer play.
I think he might be. And it's like, I'm looking at the rest of my lineup. It's like, do I need the upside of Jameis Winston going for 24 points as opposed to Dalton's like 17?
No, you're going to destroy Animals team.
I think I'm going to actually fucking wipe the floor.
See, my biggest concern would be my tight end position.
Well, when you don't have many good players, you don't have many dilemmas.
I mean, that's not true. I have plenty of dilemmas. I just,
Which bad player to play?
I mean, you're only tight end, so you're probably going to pick someone off the waivers, and then
I'll have Ebron on my bench, but I'm probably going to
end up play Ebron.
Yeah,
he played like 13 snaps last game.
Yeah, and they're playing the Titans, so
yeah, so you can't do that.
Listen, I'm probably going to end up rolling Njoku out there. I just,
So you don't have any.
I'm a little nervous about the Browns.
You're not thinking about MVS?
No, I'm sitting him this week. I'm throwing in Gallup. I've already made that decision.
Yeah, I think you actually have to do that.
Right?
Coming off of what
he did. Yeah. The Packers are playing a tough division game against Minnesota, and apparently is going to be a not nice day
weather-wise.
That is going to
be a miserable matchup going. That is a good fucking defense. I mean, we knew that, but
I like where our matchup is. I like you have shitty matchups, I feel like, this week, relatively speaking. T.Y. Hilton at Tennessee is tough. Mm-hmm. Chris Carson at Pittsburgh is tough. Ridley versus Philadelphia is not good for me. But take away some of your top players.
My biggest concern is Kirk Cousins.
And just throwing the ball.
Is he going to have 10 passes again? Or is he going to actually throw the ball 18, 20 times?
They're definitely going to try to establish that run.
Of course they are.
100%.
But
shout out Evan Silva, my man.
Skirt.
Outside of Kirk Cousins, and it's really just whether or not I'm not going to take a chance on Trubisky. I can't do that. I can't start.
What did he do last year?
What do you mean? He's going against the worst defense in the league.
No, it's at Denver though. We're gonna be.
You didn't pick up on that one.
No, I did.
I picked up on it. It's at Denver.
I appreciate you, Nick. I appreciate you. Because you easily could have said the Giants were.
Motherfuckers.
But he didn't.
You guys look bad too.
Which one of us was the worst defense?
Yeah, honestly.
You got bitch slapped by a fucking cunt team, which is bad.
Yeah, the Raiders just wiped your asshole.
At least the Giants, at least the Cowboys are a playoff team.
Yeah.
Division games don't count.
They count a lot.
Okay, so
your record.
So mine don't count. So that
so
count.
16 games don't count.
Look at him.
Y'all got so fucking bad.
Got wiped by the Raiders.
What was Fangio doing? There was no defense at all.
When they kicked
just go back up in the booth where you can fucking see. You can't see from the field, Fangio.
But he's 90 years old.
He can't see from the field.
How does one see from up top when you're 90?
You got the whole 22 view.
That's incompetent front office moves, signing him knowing that he can't see on the field.
He literally came to the team like in his fucking like press conference was like, yeah, I've been in the booth for 30 years, so it's gonna be weird being on the field.
Yeah,
like,
that should have been that should have been a red along.
Red flag.
No one hired me for 30 years.
Yeah, because I couldn't come on the sideline.
Now it's a good idea.
The Raiders.
When I came into this podcast telling you John Elway's a bum, you're like, nah, he's coming.
It might be time for Elway to go, but I can't hate on the guy because he brought in Peyton. He fixed the defense. He won us a Super Bowl. All right, he did those things.
That was a fucking decade ago.
It was fucking 4 years ago.
Was it really?
It was 2015.
Which is probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah. By the time you see this video,
the way we're aging.
I don't want to talk about the Broncos anymore.
Well,
he flat out said, hold on, time out. Because everybody rips on me all the time because I have blind faith. And I do, because I'm a fucking freak asshole.
I'm the only
fanatic.
reasonable fan here.
But I'm just saying, like,
I'm gonna throw this fucking scissor.
He
at you.
literally said he wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos won the AFC West. That is more asinine than me saying the Giants are going to make the playoffs. Right or wrong? All the Giants got to do is slip into a wild card spot, like crazy. God forbid.
You're right.
The best, the Chiefs and
both,
the Chargers.
Both asinine.
Which one is more asinine?
Both. Equally fucking both.
Yeah, they're both bad.
100. You can't top 100% asininity on both of your fucking accounts. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is a ridiculous episode 1, but I'm looking forward to how these results go.
That took a turn at the end.
Let's finish off here.
That took a turn.
What else we got?
Real quick, our Sunday best. Just real quick. Pick your guy from each position that you think is going to be the top scorer at that position. So give me your best quarterback, best running back, wide receiver, and tight end. You want to start, Snacks?
So there's no criteria.
No, I mean, it's just you can look. It's your own criteria. Their matchups. You know, they had a good week 1. You think they're going to capitalize. They had a bad week 1. You think they're going to bounce back.
Fair.
You want me to give you my 4?
I would love for you to do that while I'm looking at scores.
So quarterback, I got Mr. Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Like that.
He's at home, so it's really just about that's Big Ben. It's when he plays better at home. I'm going to go with Derrick Freak Athlete Henry at running back. He's going to capitalize off of this. He's going to take that momentum from this week 1 performance and just push it right into week 2 and just keep steamrolling people.
Colts are good defense.
Wide receiver, going Amari Cooper. He looked really good in his debut against the Giants.
I don't think he looked that great.
I think he did. I think he did look very good. He had the touchdown. I think he's going to score another touchdown. We just saw Deshaun Jackson go deep against the Redskins and crush them. Amari Cooper is going to do the same. And tight end, Mark Andrews. He's going to be the best wide receiver target in the Ravens offense. I'm
really looking forward to seeing what this Ravens-Cardinals game. Wait, can we talk about the Cardinals just overall for a sec? Did you guys watch the game?
Yeah.
Can I be honest? That was probably the one game I missed the most of.
Well, you didn't.
But I caught
nothing. I'm curious as to people's takes because, and I already talked about this with Noah on yesterday's video or Wednesday's video.
Hate Noah.
Same. Hate that motherfucker. If I could fire him more than 7 times a day, if it was legal to do that, I would. The Cardinals were so fucking miserable for the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
So bad. And it was everything we saw in preseason. They couldn't fucking capitalize on plays. Their offensive line was getting bull rushed.
Yeah, -2.5. This shit was a good bet.
However, dude, honestly, I like that bet a lot, but Matt Patricia just ruins fucking everything that's good.
Can't win by a field goal, Patricia?
So they get into the 4th quarter and into overtime, and the Detroit Lions defense can't move anymore. They're so tired. Now, the way I'm looking at this game now, they're in Baltimore. This Baltimore defense is going to be ready and conditioned, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have the pressure through 4 quarters. I don't see Kyler Murray escaping this game alive.
No, I agree. I think it's going to be...
Are you optimistic about the Cardinals offense after week 1? Because they all put up good fantasy numbers. David Johnson went ballistic because he caught that 40-yard pass.
I want to see it more than 1 quarter.
I'm on Larry Fitz. That's it. It's the only guy I would want to own.
I like Fitz, too.
I want to see it for more than 1 quarter.
Okay.
That's my humble opinion.
Okay.
And because I think that 4th quarter is really where they...
All right, Snacks, you got some homies for us? No, I'm going to take Snacks' stack right here.
You're going to fucking take Matt Ryan and Julio.
Yes.
Motherfucker.
The Snack stack.
I was literally doing
Huge bounce back game for Matt Ryan and Julio going against this Eagles defense that just got fucking...
You're such a cunt.
Extradited.
That's a good word.
It's the wrong word, but it's a good word.
Regardless if it's right or wrong, it's a good word.
By Case Keenum and fucking Terry McLaurin. Case Keenum and Terry McLaurin are like the fucking vegan version of... I don't know where I'm going with it.
You have terrible analogies today.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to help you here. I just don't know where you're going with it.
You're usually good at this, but
I'm getting tired. We're like an hour and 20 into the episode.
I know, but this has been great.
I'm sweating.
I have tequila sweats.
Woo!
This has been great.
What I'm trying to say is Matt Ryan and the Falcons were fucking miserable in week 1 of last year. Same thing happened. They were miserable in week 1 of this year. They bounced back. This is a Matt Ryan Julio stack. This is going to be good for Snacks and the stack that he has in every fucking league that I've seen. Too. My top performers at quarterback and wide receiver are Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. I also think, similar to what we saw with C-Mac last week against the Rams, where Donald gets a ton of pressure up the middle and they got to dump it off quickly. That's already part of their game plan. Alvin Kamara might catch 15 passes against the Rams in this game.
Word.
It's a crazy bold take, right? Alvin Kamara, top running back.
No, I
love to see it.
I would have never guessed that.
Tight end. I have one guy that's going to blow your fucking mind.
Evan.
His name
Evan
is
Ingram.
He's going to blow your mind once I find him.
His name is... Every tight end fucking sucks. I can't even choose one. I'm fucking fading the tight end position this week. Fuck that. Pick up Waller and don't play anyone in your fucking tight end spot.
All right. Well, that was good. All right. Just got to cut this. So, the Dallas Cowboys have not won a Super Bowl since when?
He attempted 29 passes in the game.
Better be cut.
When's the last time they won that Super Bowl? Ooh, a while back. While back. I was still sucking my mother's titties when they won the Super Bowl.
We're on my Sunday's best, huh?
Yes, sir.
So quarterback, I'm going Jared Goff. Big bounce back game. Home opener for the Rams. I think it's going to be a shootout against the Saints. Running back, I'm going Damian Williams. I think the Chiefs go up big. Raiders off an emotional win. They're going to go up big and pound it with Damian Williams. Tight end, receiver, I'm going to go Devontae Adams.
That's who you were going to say.
That is exactly what I was going to say. He's going to have a bounce back game. A little less stingy defense than the Bears, but not much. Not much.
Gronk tweeted out the eyes emoji 4 hours ago.
Oh, great. Here we go. And tight end, I'm going to go, just out of respect, Evan Ingram, because I'm going to be there. The boys are going to be there for the tailgate. Evan Ingram, tight end. Goff, Damian Williams, Devontae Adams, Evan Ingram.
Love it.
Bro, the fucking supposed text messages of Antonio Brown leaked.
Are they bad?
It's already out.
They're like really ignorant. I jabbed my dick on your back, slept with you in bed. Fuck your knowledge, bitch. I've been all pro before I even knew you.
Wait, say that one again.
I've been all pro before I even knew you. You hit me up online.
Didn't you know him in college?
Bitch crying. Yeah. Blast me. You're a failure. Telling everybody you own a gym. I don't know. There's a bunch of ignorant fucking nonsense.
You know what?
Nothing that, like, I don't understand how that would, nothing sounds criminal.
No.
He's just a cunt.
It's just the accusations that are pretty criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's, like, the key piece of evidence, that's not going to fucking do anything.
They can't go by that.
Yeah.
But then again, they're the Patriots. They're not going to want to
I don't think Bill Belichick stands for dick jabbing on the back.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to say. I'm pretty sure that's...
using God alias fake-ass hoe.
Doing their job.
Fake-ass hoe.
Fake. Love that. All right, that's all we got for today's video.
Let me tell you something. I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, that was good. We're back. We're finally like into fantasy football season.
We're
back.
I am back. Woo! You know it.
Damn, that was good.
That was good.
We out.